Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Bringing you the best in local sports since 1978. Featuring the Greenfield Gunner, Mike Edwards, former Maryville Scot, Donnie Moore, former UT coach, Ray Trail, from the Daily Times, Marcus Fitzsimmons, and Troy Prove O'Haron.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Edwards, host of the Goatee Sports Page, which usually broadcasts live each Saturday from the Blue Tick Tavern in downtown Maryville, Tennessee. But tonight, we're coming to you from the Clayton Center on the campus of Maryville College, and we will be honoring the athletes who are taking part in the Goatee Sports Page Award program. I'm here with two of our Sports Page crew members, Donnie Moore and Marcus Fitzsimmons, and we will be spending the evening with many of the big award winners. Donnie Moore, this is a big night for the Goatee Sports Page, huh?
It is, Mike. We've been looking forward to this event for many moons now, haven't we?
Yeah. Years ago, we started it on our show on a much smaller scale.
Sure did.
At Barley's. It wasn't
right.
Blue Tick Tavern.
It wasn't even Blue Tick then, was it?
Yeah, we did it for, 3 or 4 years.
And we sure
it just
did.
kind of got bigger than what we could handle. And then Brian Johnston took over the show at Goatees, and he has brought it to the Clayton Center, and what a great night it should be.
Right. Yeah, we're looking forward to at least peeking out there outside the curtains every now and then and seeing what's going on out there.
Yeah. Marcus Fitzsimmons, it's going to be a big night for high school sports in Blount County. There's a lot of great athletes here that have been chosen by the represented schools, and I'll tell you, I think that Blount County may be the high school sports capital of Tennessee, or pretty close to it, because every year we have teams and individuals in all sports, seems like, that comes home with a state championship, and if they don't come home with a state championship, they're at least down there competing for one, huh?
Oh, absolutely. And we talk all the time on this show, and I think people may think we overemphasize it, but you really can't.
You can't, can you?
I mean, some of this area with West Knoxville to Blount County, if you can get out of this region, you can play with anybody in the state, because the quality of athletics in this area is just, it's above par.
It's phenomenal.
And it's across the board, which is what makes it.
Yeah.
It's not just football. It's not just basketball. It goes all the way down to shooting and fishing and swimming and everything else.
Sure.
You know, a lot of schools in different counties across states and across Tennessee, wherever you might be, Donnie, they go through these years where they have great teams in certain sports, and then it drops off, and they may have another team in a year or two that does pretty well in a sport, but it just seems like in Blount County they just reload pretty much.
Exactly, Mike. That's what's amazing about Blount County, and we're happy to be here.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a winner.
We've got our first award winner, Justin Bell.
Here.
William Blount High School, Justin.
And sit your award over there in the chair so the camera can pick it up and see it.
Yeah.
Prop it up there, Justin, where we can see it, and the camera can pick it up. And
go ahead and put your headset
on
and
the
join
air.
us. And we'll say this is behind. We're backstage. We're the
That's
after
right.
party back here, behind the scenes.
The after party.
Not quite as glamorous as up at the Blue Tick Tavern.
But we'll do what we can.
Yeah.
Justin's is the winner for baseball. Justin, first one of these awards. Were you surprised when your name was called?
Well, admittedly, I was honored to be the co-MVP of our district, and in that district includes a lot of the schools that were included in this award. So I'm extremely honored to have won the award, but admittedly, I was getting ready to walk up on the stage.
Yeah.
Good deal.
That's confidence right there, guys.
Yeah.
That's
a nice
the
award,
kind of
by the
confidence that seemed to be infectious at William Blount baseball this year. A
Yes,
lot of
sir.
confidence at the plate, a lot of confidence on the mound.
Yes, sir.
So your chance to give a shout out, because in baseball, you started playing a while back, didn't you?
Sir.
When were you taking your first swings?
First swings was, I think it was in the Greenback Rec League back in 8U. So I started a little bit later than people. Normally people start with the T-ball and stuff. So I played around with basketball and football before I actually started playing baseball, and I just stuck with it and loved it.
Well, so you got 10 years of car rides and making games and making practices. You got some shout outs to give for the family.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay. Well, first off, my mom, I think it took her in my whole 10 years of playing baseball, I think she's only missed one practice. So she has always been there for me. She's been my biggest supporter. My dad, he is, anytime I needed something, whether that was my bat broke, I need a new bat, or say it seemed like within a week's notice, he just like, oh, you're in a hit slump? Let's just put up a batting cage. And, that has been an amazing tool. And my dad and my mom and, my whole family, all the coaches I've just had an extremely, extremely great support group.
That's a great commitment on his dad's part, Donnie. Back in our day, I think those bats were about $3.50, weren't they?
They were those wood bats. Yeah, you could get a good one for about $3 1/4.
Yeah, and money was tight back in our day. We had
But that's a lot of money.
We had to put the screws in there, really, and some tape.
Screws and glue and tape, and
didn't bat
use
as
it
well.
anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, we sure did. But we're proud of you, man.
Sir,
Yeah.
thank you.
Great award. Nice of you to be here, and we sure appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, the great thing about tonight creates another memory.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's great about sports. As you go through life, those awards and so forth, they may get put in closets or in attics, but those memories, they don't ever go away.
Yeah.
Of games and everything else. That's what makes sports such a great deal to be participating in.
Yep.
Congratulations to you, Justin.
Sir, thank you, guys.
Have a good evening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Go enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
All right, up next, bringing his award in, propping it up there for us to see, Javin Carter from Alcoa High School. Javin, you got the basketball award.
Yes,
Congratulations this evening.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Javin, we like to think of this as the Academy Awards of Blount County. I mean, the best of the best are right here, and we just talked about how many state championships the county from year to year wins in all of their different sports at different schools, and by golly, this is quite an honor. Congratulations to you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Marcus is heading on out there. Looking back on the season, state tournament, is that your big memory?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit the last shot to win the state championship. Has that wore off yet?
I don't know. I go back and watch
If it was me, man, and you got another year coming back, you think it'll wear off before the first game next year, Marcus? Huh?
We're looking forward to it. I'm hoping you're looking forward to this next year.
Yeah, definitely am. We got a lot of people coming back. We lost 3 seniors, but we got a lot of young guys, so I'm definitely looking forward to this year coming up.
Yeah.
Well, Javin, we'll give you one last question before we let you get back out there to your family. But you've picked up a lot of plaques and awards. Is that the biggest thing you've ever gotten as a plaque this year?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
It definitely is the biggest one.
Yeah.
I mean, you can Captain America around with that thing if we put some little arm grips on the back of it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But congratulations, and we thank you for coming in and visiting with us before you could.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all
All
for having me.
All right, thanks, Javin.
Have a good summer.
Javin Carter,
Yeah.
Alcoa High School.
Hey, we'll see you on the sports page again next year, buddy. Yeah. Come on in here, Macy.
Also from Alcoa High School for basketball, here's Macy Ridge.
Yeah. Yeah. First question for you, Macy. How's the knee?
She's getting there. I have.
Good. Turn that thing around, Macy. Just flip it over. Just flip it over. Nah, you won't break it. Flip it over. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, push instead of pull.
Yeah.
The knee's pretty good. I've cut down to 2 days of therapy a week. I'll be running in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So you're going to be ready to go next year? There in college, or are you going to have to sit out some at the start, or how's that going to play out?
I think it's really up to me. I've talked to my coaches at Wise, and they said they want to do whatever is best for my career. And I think I want to get a year of therapy under my belt before I get back, so I might redshirt my freshman year.
You're going to be on the Hendon Hooker program.
Yeah.
That's what Hendon's going to be doing up in Detroit.
Yep.
He's going to be. Well, that can be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Acclimate yourself. And we talked on the show last Saturday about Coach Trail and I. Back in our day, freshmen were ineligible. So, you just had a freshman team and so forth. So you'll be kind of that. But you'll have your 4 years left, correct?
Yes,
so
sir.
That'll be a great thing. Yeah. So what was your greatest thrill this year? We know what the worst part was
Traumatic.
Definitely.
they couldn't got any worse than that. But
Yeah.
what do you remember about this year?
I think my favorite part was playing in the Andrew Johnson Classic tournament. I thought that tournament was so much fun. It was kind of a simulation, kind of like I felt like what state was going to be like. We didn't get to play in it. I didn't get to play in it, but I think that tournament is sort of like what it would feel like, and it was a great tournament, and we were very blessed to win it. So.
Yeah. And your summer rehab.
Rehab.
And just kind of work back in and
Yep.
and
Get back
so
in
forth.
shape.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you have an injury like this, it's not just physical; it's a mental deal too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to work on both. Hey, listen, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Good to see you, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
As you go into next year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Macy Ridge from Alcoa High School.
Take care, Macy.
And taking the stage now is Clarissa Moore from William Blunt Bowling. Clarissa was actually we're going to get two on here, but Clarissa, were you surprised when they called your name here tonight?
Not really. I kind of expected it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's confidence.
That is
isn't it?
confidence.
Yeah.
We like that.
Talk a little bit about the high point. You had some good high points this season. Obviously, the giant placard beside you kind of says that. So, give us the high point. What was the high point for you this year?
Probably placing first in the state qualifying tournament, and then, yeah.
So, when you came to bowling, tell us just kind of quickly, but what got you into bowling in the first place?
My brother.
Brother?
Yep.
So, if you're going to give a shout out, he's high on the list.
He's up there.
He's up there. Who tops that? Who would top the list of people you need to thank?
Probably the owner of the bowling alley who coaches me.
That would work.
Yeah.
Can't get by without a little bit of support there. Congratulations on the win. Thanks for visiting with us, and we'll let you get back out to your folks.
Yeah.
Because we're going to bring on Ace,
Thank you.
Yeah.
teammate.
This is a William Blunt deal right here.
Yeah. Well, William Blunt's got a run going right now.
Yeah.
out
Good
front.
bowlers over
Yeah.
there.
And so
Ace Harold, right?
Ace Harrell.
Ace Harold. Ace, I'm going to tell you right now, I like your first name. That sounds like a strike every time, huh?
I wish.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, congratulations to you
Thank you.
on your award. And what was the highlight of your season?
Probably the final match that we played, because it was kind of like it brought everybody more closer together. And like I kind of felt like we didn't play really. It's like we played more as a team, and not more as like trying to win. We kind of just focused on like the team aspect and stuff like that.
William Blunt, they have developed a pretty good tradition in bowling, haven't they, at that school? I think they were one of the first schools to put it in.
Yeah, I do believe so. I know that Maryville just put one in, and then I think there are some other schools talking about doing it. But
And when did you start your bowling? And talk a little bit about how you got to where you are tonight. Huh?
I was 7 probably, and then I kind of just bowled in a youth league up until I was probably 13, and then I went to like a lot of like the youth championships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then now, I'm eligible to go on the tour, but I'm probably not gonna like go all the way out. I'll probably just do like some like small stuff.
Marcus, if I had it all do over again in college, I'd give that basketball scholarship back at UT, and I'd ask for a bowling scholarship or a golf. I always admired those guys coming in that were on the golf team. How'd you do today? We played 18 today, and we've come in here at the train table to get our steak.
I don't think you're giving enough credit. I think there's a lot of work and sore fingers involved there. But Ace, we appreciate you visiting with us.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the award, and we'll let you get back out to enjoy the rest of the show out
Thank
there.
you guys.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have a good day.
Yeah.
We're going to bring up Stella Shiver from Maryville, and she's bringing over her Captain America plaque.
That's right.
And she is our outstanding cheerleader, which is a new category that we haven't done before for the Sports Page Awards. So we're really happy to have her here. So, Stella, first off, were you even surprised that this was an award for cheerleaders we're going to be included in?
Well, cheerleaders normally aren't really included in stuff like this, so I was super excited that cheer and dance, the spirit teams, were finally getting involved.
Yeah.
So.
And
Where are you going?
I'm going to cheer at Troy University.
Troy University.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
very good. Very good.
And because we don't know, and if you can kind of break it down shortly, but How do you go about getting recruited in cheerleading? Because I'm not imagining it's like the guys on the football field at the same time that your cheerleading coaches out there. I'm assuming it's a little different.
Right. Well, it really just depends on the school. Some schools do like recruit, but it relies heavily on like the camps you go to and stuff like that. But most of the time, you have to express your interest and then try out for the team.
All right. Well, congratulations, and thank you for visiting with us. We'll let you get out to your folks and enjoy the rest of the show tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck to you.
Thank
and
you.
we've got cross country coming up next. And Alcoa has placed another one. We have Casey Holliday joining us, and we're going to. I believe we may not have the boys, but we got Casey, and that's enough. So, Casey, thanks for coming back after your time on stage. How surprised were you when your name got called?
I was surprised. I was grateful.
Yeah.
Well, talk a little bit about what has gone into this past season, because it was a really remarkable one for Alcoa.
Yes, I put a lot of work in over the summer, and so has our team, and we trained really hard throughout the season. That just led up to Blount County championships and sectionals and state.
Well, I tell you, cross country and wrestling, they're tough sports.
They're tough sports.
They are. I'm telling you, they're grueling sports. You better be strong mentally and physically to play those two sports.
Because you remember, cross country is what they do for competition is what everybody else gets punished with. You messed up, you're going to go run.
You're going to run the steps.
They do
you're
it
run
because
the
they like
steps.
it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you sitting back here with us. We'll let you enjoy the rest of the show, but thanks for giving us a couple minutes, and congratulations on the award, which I think may be almost as big as you.
Yeah. And what's your plans going forward?
I plan to train even harder this summer and hopefully do better next season.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken,
right.
Casey's a freshman.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Well, you got
That's
3
right.
more
She's
years.
got 3 more
you got
years
3
to
more
go.
years to show up at the sports page. So
Yeah.
we'll see you regularly on a Saturday back. Is it fall, right? Is the fall
Yes.
when it runs cross country? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have a good evening.
And we're going to bring up our next award winner, and we're following up cheerleading with another new category.
Now, did I hear you right that the boys cross country not in attendance? Is that
Either Lance was not in attendance or he ran off the stage.
okay?
One of the two.
But we
because
want
he
to
didn't
announce
make
that
it back to us.
Lance,
He may have just taken off and gone on a cross
we want to
country
announce that
run.
Lance Hatcher did win.
Lance Hatcher, that's right.
The
From
cross
Maryville.
country award from Maryville.
That's right.
Yeah.
But also joining us now from Maryville, Ashley Blair, who is the winner in the dance, which was a new one we included this year.
Sure.
So, Ashley, we tossed this out to Stella a minute ago, but how happy were you to see this included in the sports awards?
I was so excited that it was finally included because there's so much that goes into dance that people don't realize. We train super hard, really long hours because there's so much that goes into dancing.
Yeah. A lot of timing that's involved, and a lot of routines.
For sure.
And everybody's got to know everybody. They got to be familiar with everybody else on the
Yes,
team.
it's just
right?
as challenging mentally as it is physically.
It's not an individual sport. It's really a team sport, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And how long have you done? How long have you been involved in?
I've danced since I was 8 years old, so for 10 years, because I dance competitively at my studio in Alcoa as well as on my dance team at Maryville High School.
Yeah, and is that the training that most of the girls have that are on these
Yes.
teams at the various high schools? They
Yes,
go through that
they come from studios where
Yeah.
where we get all our technique and training from.
Yeah, and the coaches. What kind of background do the coaches have that work with you?
A lot of coaches grew up training in studios just like we do now, and some coaches danced in college or majored in college in dance and just stuff like that, and they've had countless just years of training.
And your plans? What are your plans? You hope to go on with what you've done here in dance and take that to another level?
Yes, I will be dancing at the University of Kentucky in the fall.
Oh.
So SEC school, I'm very excited
Okay,
about it.
this is where we're going to have to get her out before Mike gets started on his Kentucky
Now you've
hatred.
been a Tennessee girl all these years, right?
Oh, no.
Well, when Kentucky plays Tennessee, is that not going to be a real? Are you not going to be torn in some ways, or
Go
you
Cats! That's all I gotta say.
You got nowhere with that, Mike.
That shot you down, Mike.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Ashley,
best of luck to you.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Ashley,
Yeah.
we're
Thanks
happy
for
we could
visiting with
include
us.
your sport
Yeah.
in our awards. this
Yeah.
Yes, I
year.
really appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.
You too.
and we're going to do fishing next, which is not something we've done before. It's been a sport for a while on the club level in the county.
Yeah.
But joining us is the winner from Eagleton, and that's Carson Holbert. And, you know, I was kind of glad we got this in. We've had the fishing teams, various fishing teams on a couple times over the years, and it's always fun to talk to them. So, Carson, tell us, when did you first get on the lake? What got you out there?
I've been bass fishing my whole life, but I haven't really tournament fished my whole life. I just started tournament fishing 4 years ago. So, yeah, I kind of got into it. We just started going out in the kayak, bass. We got a bass tracker, but about 3 years ago we got an actual bass boat. So,
see, there's
we started
3
fishing.
years. He's a pro already.
Yeah, and now you use lures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See now that
yeah. No live bait there.
I'm out. If you can't use dough balls and night crawlers, Donnie, I'm in big trouble. You know. But what lures do you like? You like Rapalas or plastic worm?
Well,
I don't know. Plastic
I don't
worm
know.
shads.
That may be proprietary secret.
Hey,
Mike.
Carson says whatever it takes.
Yeah, it just depends on the conditions.
Whatever the fish are hitting.
Yeah. What was your big moment of the year?
Definitely when we won Nick and Jack, first win of the year. Had the biggest bag of the year also. So
yeah.
So that was a big turning point.
Yeah. Well, at my age, everybody looks young. But what year are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore.
I'm about to be a junior.
Okay, so you got 2 more years left.
Yes, sir.
So what are you expecting to do the next couple of years?
I'm expecting to venture out to different lakes and
Great.
definitely just expand on just different stuff because I'm fishing all these Tennessee River lakes around me, so I'm trying to venture out and get me ready for college.
Well, that's great, and this is a great area for this sport, is
Yeah.
it not? I mean, you got
Perfect area.
5 lakes
Yeah.
or so around you, and
All
then you got
Tennessee River
streams,
lakes.
and
Yeah.
you know it's a great place to be on the fishing team, Marcus, huh?
It is.
Sure
and
is.
Again, congratulations, and we'll let you take that thing back out there and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you
All
having
righty.
me. Thank
All
you.
right.
Now, we've got a scratch coming up for our football award. Lance Williams from Alcoa could not join us for the show tonight, but
Congratulations to him.
But big congratulations to him. We've always enjoyed having him on the show on Saturdays. And I believe Nick Talley from Maryville is also not here. He was the boys' golf winner, but we do have the girls' golf winner joining us. And representing Greenback, and I think if I'm counting correctly, this is the first Greenback award of the night.
Yeah.
Lori and Sweet's joining us.
Good to have Greenback.
And they've been pretty strong in golf down there
They
last
have.
few years.
They have. And so we're going to start you off with the easy one. High point of the year, and I think I know what it is, but I'm going to let you tell us.
I would probably say tying for 5th in state.
And how many? Not to stop you there, Marcus, but how many golfers were down there in the state?
I can't even tell you. There was a lot, for
but
sure.
a lot. But fifth is a great honor,
Yes.
Sure
compared
is.
to what was all down there.
Yeah.
You've got about 80 or 90 of the best golfers in the state playing.
Yeah,
down
and
there.
these are all top people
And
from
they were
around
playing.
the state.
They were playing at Sevierville this year, which is one of the toughest courses around.
Yeah.
That is
How
a
did you
tough
like
course to
that?
play.
You know, there was a lot of criticism about the course that they had used prior to that. And then they switched down to Sevierville, a little closer to Maryville. Did you like that?
No, I love that course. I practice there a lot, like just through the year, and I think it's a beautiful course, and I think they keep it up very well.
Yeah. I think that was a good move on their part to switch over
Yes.
down there. A lot of things to do and so forth.
Yes.
A lot of hotels and motels for people to stay at. So, yeah.
All right, and we appreciate you stopping back to, give us a couple of minutes after the award, but congratulations, and we'll let you take that thing back out there and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
We're going to bring up lacrosse, and bring up Adam. Adam Jones from Maryville was the boys' winner in lacrosse, and it's one of those sports where we're happy to include it, and the state's finally catching up with what's going on the club level, and we've got clubs in the area playing, and now they're eventually going to be playing in schools. So, Adam, congratulations, and I can see from the T-shirt or golf shirt you're wearing that we might have some inclination of where you're headed for college.
Yes, sir. I'm going to LaGrange College to play lacrosse there in Georgia.
Yeah.
And playing in a conference that's with Maryville College that may eventually get there with lacrosse, we hope. But
yes, it is.
So talk a little bit about what it's been like. Are you a little bit I won't say missing it, but the guys behind you are going to get the chance to play at a varsity level when those guys coming in as freshmen this year. Anything you miss about not having that opportunity to play it like everybody else on the sports frontier?
Yeah, I think it'll be really cool for them to be able to play under a school in the next couple of years, and I'm kind of bummed that I missed out on that part, being able to play for Maryville, but I think it's also been really cool to be able to build our program from the ground up and be a part of growing the sport of lacrosse and our team.
Yeah, it's the time that you spent and your program spent that opened everybody's eyes in the state to take it to that next level.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and sometimes that's what it takes. But how excited are you to take your game to the next level? Come next fall.
I'm really excited. I think it's going to be fun to be able to go to a different area where lacrosse is a lot bigger and it's been around a lot more developed. So I think it'll be cool to be able to go there and then bring what I learned there back here.
And do you feel like you can move right in there as a freshman next year, where you're going?
I think so. I think that's part of the reason why I went there, because I think I'll have a really good opportunity to play there, get some real minutes when I first get there. So I think that's a big reason why I went there rather than trying to go somewhere at a higher level.
Well, congratulations again, and we appreciate you spending a couple minutes with us after the stage. We'll let you enjoy the rest of the show out front, and we're going to bring up the girls winner, Haley Davis from Heritage.
Thanks, Adam.
She is our girls lacrosse best of Blount County sports. And Haley, we'll give you some of the same thing. We're proud of you, and you've definitely earned that. You got any hesitations or regrets that they're going to turn this thing into a varsity sport for the people coming in as freshmen this coming fall, and you might not get a chance to do that? Any kind of wish you could have done it that way instead of playing it as a club level?
Honestly, I'm excited for all the upcoming freshmen, but at the same time, I wish I could have got to play at that instead of a club level.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a senior next year, so there's a chance I might get to play at a varsity level, but there's also that chance that it could still stay club. But I'll be playing up at college here soon, so.
And where is that college going to be?
I haven't fully committed yet, but I have been looking really deeply into Emory and Henry up in Virginia.
Oh no.
That's a great school. I spent 5 years up there coaching. It's small up there, but Abington's nearby, and Virginia's a beautiful state.
I absolutely love it.
I love living up there. I really like that campus.
Now, Coach, you're not allowed to recruit her on the air.
I'll tell you right now.
Against the rules somewhere.
I'll tell you right now. I'm speaking from experience. That's a nice place to go. Yeah, it's a high academic school up there, too. All the schools in Virginia, they do a great job in academics, but Emory and Henry really is noted for their academics and their sports. Yeah.
Well, Haley, congratulations again. And, take that thing out in the field. If you're going to run out there with a stick, you can put some straps on the back of that thing and use it as a shield out there. But congratulations, and we'll let you join everybody back out there for the rest of the award show.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to bring up our shooting winner. And shooting is something that's kind of like fishing. It's one of those that's at the club level, but again, we're already starting off with some really strong club programs. So we got Clara Grace Russell from Samuel Everett. Now, do I have to say the full name, or can we get by with Samuel Everett?
Just call it Ceci.
Ceci.
Ceci, okay. Because sometimes I say that and people think I'm saying something else. Tell us how the competitions actually work in this, because we're basing this on what we see on ESPN every 4 years. So.
Yeah. So it's basically based on your ability to shoot accurately but yet fast. So you can win a lot of awards for different categories. So I shoot, for example, 6 different guns. And you can get highest overall, or you could get your age level. So it's just or you could get squads. So there's a bunch of different awards you can win, and it's very fun.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
it's
competitive.
different. Yeah, it is very competitive too. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: how did you get started, and what age did you get started in this? Where did your interest come from?
This is my 4th year on the team.
Yeah.
I am now a freshman, so I started early middle school, and my dad kind of forced me to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, he led you in the right direction.
Yeah.
But you've enjoyed it.
I did.
Haven't you?
I very much did.
And your practice. Where do you practice?
We actually practice at my coach's house. He owns about 6 acres, and we have 3 different bays we can practice in. So we set up the stage there and practice twice a week.
Great.
Yeah.
Marcus, this is a sport I don't know a whole lot about, but it's very interesting.
It's one I want to have on the show more often. We're going to talk with our scheduler about that one. But congratulations, and don't shoot the trophy. Okay?
Yeah, don't take
I
the
know
trophy.
it looks like a giant bullseye.
Although it would make a good target.
But Citadel Construction would not be happy if you shoot them out the middle.
Good.
But thanks for joining us. We'll let you go on back and join it.
Congratulations, Steve.
We're going to bring up Sarah Grinder for swimming, but I got a couple of awards to announce in there in between. In soccer, the boys' winner for Blount County athlete was Bacon Lauterbach at Alcoa, and the girls' winner in soccer was Caleb Barr at Maryville. And then in softball, we know our winner couldn't be here because they're playing in the postseason tonight, and that's Holly Bailey from Alcoa.
And that's a regional game, and they win tonight. Then they go to the sectional. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then they're just a game away from the state.
Yeah.
And that's where they're going.
So, but we're happy to have Sarah here with us. And, this is another one of those sports where we keep feeling the TSSAA should start including these sports that are being played outside of their purview.
Right.
Sarah,
we've had this one for so long.
Yeah, and Maryville's had such a great tradition with swimming.
Yes.
I'm going to take a stab, but I'm going to guess there was one of the club teams in the area you started swimming with. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that's correct. I swim on Prime Aquatics for 9 years, I think. And then I took a break from it this year, but I still did high school.
So what was your specialty event? What was the one you looked forward to swimming?
I did a lot of backstroke and freestyle events.
Do you prefer the shorter ones, or do you prefer a couple laps in there?
The longer ones, so like the 200 and the 100 events were mainly what I did.
Okay. And talk a little, give us, it's kind of quick, but practice facility-wise, where does the team work out now, and who's kind of supporting the swimmers in the area?
So the high school practiced at National Fitness this past season, and we had some meets at Green Meadow Country Club and Allen Jones Aquatic Center, and then just some dual meets throughout different parts.
Well, we'll give you a chance here. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for getting you to swim practice over the years?
My mom, she would drive me to 5 a.m. morning practices and sit in the freezing cold car while I practiced.
Well, we appreciate you sitting with us for the award show, and congratulations again. Don't use it as a life preserver, and we wish you the best of luck.
Yep.
Congratulations. We're going to bring up Jackson Lowe, and he is our boys winner, boys athlete of the year in swimming. And Jackson is from Heritage High School. And Jackson, we'll put you on here, put you on the spot. What's your favorite part of swimming? What's your favorite event?
My favorite event is probably the backstroke. I just like it because you can go as hard as you want, and I don't know. I just always found that to be the most fun.
And I'm going to guess it's kind of similar to what we were just hearing, practice facility-wise, since it's not an official school sport. Things get a little hectic and a little bit of flexibility required to be on the swim team.
Yeah, we practice at Green Meadows, I think 3 or 4 times a week in the season.
And if you had to give us a high point for the year, what would be your high point for this past season?
Probably just hanging out with my teammates at the meets. That's always super fun to do.
All right. Well, congratulations on that thing. I'm not going to put a quip on the size of the trophy, but congratulations again. And we're going to move on down to tennis, and we're going to bring up a cohort this time, a pairing, a double, if you will, because we have double winners. And unfortunately, we only have one plaque at the moment.
Oh, so what are we going to do? Are they going to fight it off in here or what?
Well, that's the plan. We have a cage back here. We're going to introduce the guys to. We're going to throw them in there, and the winner
We're going to bring
gets to
Bigfoot in here.
Yes.
Bigfoot. Whoever can beat Bigfoot gets the plaque. Huh?
So our winners are Baylor Cup and John Macon from William Blunt. Guys, congratulations. And with William Blunt, I'm getting hesitant to ask this question, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Were you surprised when your names were called? Were you thinking it might be him, it might be me? Did you have the inkling it could be both of you?
You know, at first I was like, oh, wait, people for only get nominated like one at a time. And I was like, oh, I wonder who's going to get nominated. And then she named off both of us. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, well, I think they did the right thing because they're still in the deal. I mean, they're going to the state. And they may win the whole deal, and if you give that to one of them, the other guy goes, well, you need to work harder than me. You got your plaque, and I didn't get one, and I'll just kind of go through the motions out here. But these guys are, you've been to the state before, correct?
Yes, sir.
So is this the year?
Yes.
This is the year.
This is the year.
This is the year you get it done.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pumped.
All right, guys, we're going to say congratulations. Don't hit tennis balls off of it. But if you want to hang it up somewhere nice, that's fine.
And when's the next step? When's the next?
Next Thursday at Adams Tennis Complex in Murfreesboro.
In Murfreesboro
Yep.
next week. Okay. Best of luck to you.
Thank
Hope
you.
you guys
Thank you.
get it done this year.
Thank you. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
And I believe we're going to have one that we're going to have to just announce here. Stella Bookout at Samuel Everett was the winner, the girls' winner in tennis. But joining us now is the girls' winner for track and field. And this is the one I always stumble over, so don't get mad at me.
Well, maybe you need Donnie to announce it.
I'll let Donnie do it.
That's what I do.
I always
if I'm
feel
on the sports page and I can't pronounce it, I just turn it over to Donnie,
Well, this would be Aaliyah Kennedy.
Very good.
I have trouble with that one. I don't know why. But she's joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me kick in Maryville High School. Season is not over, so I'm very glad you could join us tonight. I hope Coach was lenient in letting you out of practice, because I'm assuming there's still people running in circles out there.
Yeah, we have our sectionals was Saturday, and we have about 20, 25 kids going to the state track meet. So still a big number practicing. So.
Yeah. And how do your chances look?
They look pretty good. The boys have a really good shot of winning overall, and us girls have a good shot of placing top 5. So.
Good. What's the event you're looking forward to at state?
4x4, we went last year. Well, it's been the same 4 girls to run it, freshman year and sophomore year, and we did really good both years, and last year we were state champs, so it's really exciting going into this year, just hopeful to see if we win again.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
If you can throw that thing like a discus, there's extra points involved. We'll have some contests in the parking lot after this show's over.
Wow.
But congratulations. We'll let you enjoy the rest of the show. We're going to bring over the boys' winner in track and field right now. And we may have to bring the camera back to get him in the frame here. He's somebody who visited with us just recently.
Yeah, Grant was on the show, and he'd already he'd already committed basketball, and he changed the course right there when he broke the state records in the high jump. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then Tennessee got on the radar, and that's where you're going.
Yep.
Congratulations on the award. Congratulations on going to the Big Orange Country.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Grant, let's see. Sectionals have happened since we talked last, maybe?
Yeah.
So what was the feeling?
Just went in there and just with a mindset of just what I can do on that day. And then I tried to attempt 7.4 to break my PR and just clipped it with my heels. So I thought I could do 7.5 maybe.
You holding that in reserve for state?
Yes, sir.
You kind of look at some of the heights that are coming in, and you kind of get a feel when the sectional scores start posting up. How good do you feel about going to state?
I mean, anybody can win on any given day, so it's just whatever happens on that day.
Grant, let me ask you about wind. I don't know if you've ever been asked this question before, but in a high jump, does wind come into play? I mean, if you got wind gusts out there or a lot of that type of deal, or does it make any difference at all?
It sometimes does with the bar dropping, and then it depends on what you're running up at.
Yeah. Your big competition at the state, who are you looking at down there? Who's going to be your who you got to beat?
It's really anybody could win. To be honest.
You're worried about yourself.
Yes, sir.
And what you can do when you get down there. Do you feel any more pressure? You going down there compared to sectionals or region or district, or is it just another day at the office?
Really, just another day.
That's the kind of guy I'd like to have, huh? Laid back and relaxed, just another day at the office.
Just a day at the office, and we're going to let him get back out there as well. But we appreciate you visiting with us, Grant, and hopefully we'll get a chance to catch up with you again before long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Grant, I went to UT on the basketball scholarship, and congratulations on that, and I hope you have a great career over there.
Thank you.
All right.
And we're going to go on to volleyball now. We're going. If people haven't caught on yet, we're going alphabetically down the list of our sports tonight. But Kiernan Stamey is joining us from Maryville High School. She was our volleyball prep blunt player of the year for girls. Boys haven't reached past the club level yet. But congratulations, and let's ask, how surprised were you when your name got called?
I definitely was surprised when my name got called because going down the list of names, there are just so many great athletes that were nominated for this award.
And you probably have played against and knew everybody on that list, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
And it was a pretty good list. I got to say, from the list of nominees, we haven't been reading them off back here, but that was a very long list and a very tough category to be decided.
That's a tough league you play in. What effect did that have on your career, and what kind of year you had?
Well, I think just playing for Maryville in general these past 3 years, it's definitely taught me a lot more about teamwork and how we really are, we have to work as a whole. There can't be any individual slacking.
And Maryville volleyball has got pretty good tradition. They've had some players go on to major colleges and play volleyball, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. How has that influenced you in your career at Maryville?
Well, I don't know. It's a lot to live up to because there have been so many good players in the past. But I am actually committed now to a D1 school, Kennesaw State University.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I had not heard that in Donnie's announcements. I may have missed it because sometimes I miss Donnie's announcements. But he's been pretty good about listing our signings during the prep page.
Congrats from all of us.
Thank you.
That in Georgia? That is a school in Georgia, yeah.
Well, congratulations again. We'll let you get there because I know they're getting to the big awards right now, and nobody wants to miss those. But thanks for joining us, and we're going to bring over wrestling. And we're going to start with the girls.
Good luck to you.
We're going to bring Aaliyah Whaley from Maryville, who was our Girls Player of the Year in wrestling. And, I'm so glad we've gotten to the point that this is a sport. This is where I've wanted some of the clubs that we've talked to be at this level because I was so glad they finally made it
definitely
a sport in Tennessee that counted in the high school level. Aaliyah, what was the high point of this season for you?
Personally, I think the high point was definitely at state. Watching, my teammates succeed and growing myself. I enjoyed it a lot. It was really fun.
And talk a little bit about the team because you still work for numbers. You still do some recruiting. You're still trying to get girls interested to a degree.
Right.
When you've got a state performance like that, coaches kind of tend to look for you to help recruit.
Right, yeah. I do take a leadership role, I believe. And our girls' team is way better than last year, and we have plans on continue growing. But recruiting, it can be a pain in the butt, but we're doing pretty good, I think.
It's okay. We're not on the air, so we can get away with that one,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Good.
So, college plans yet? Still looking, still thinking, still got some time to decide?
Yes, I do have some time to decide, but I know that there are some eyes looking at me, and I'm excited about the opportunities that, I'll have.
Now, did those show up at state tournament and kind of do the looking there, or did they show up at meets during the season?
Well, they're mostly at state, They feel like vultures on you, you know. But it's good. I like
No
it.
extra pressure there.
No.
I mean, you're already competing for state.
Right. You know.
No need to worry. Is that the coach from somewhere over there watching?
Yeah, I know. It's nice.
That's not distracting at all.
No.
Of course not.
Well, congratulations
Thank
again,
you.
and we appreciate you visiting with us. We'll
you.
let you get out there for the big ones while we bring up
course.
Hayden McDonald,
Yeah.
who is our boys wrestler of the year, also from Maryville.
Marcus, before you get to him, I know how competitive these girls are, and Donnie, you know how competitive they are.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you this as a teacher,
they, though?
when I was teaching in Blount County, the toughest fights I had to break up were girls' fights.
I
I'm
agree.
telling you, they go at each other,
100%.
don't they? Huh?
100%.
Yeah.
Like pull
But
hair and ears.
this is
and
relatively
everything else.
new that they've got wrestling for girls in this state. It hadn't been in long.
It
has
was
No.
introduced several years ago at the varsity level, and the weight classes and the levels of competition have all expanded.
Yeah, because there was a girl at Heritage that was pretty good. Best I remember that we'd have on the show.
When it became an issue and their hands got forced because we had a girl who actually wrestled her way into state, and they did not want to have that repeat.
Yep.
So,
Okay, we got Hayden.
We've got Hayden here, and a familiar face we've talked to before.
Sure have.
And been happy to. So glad to talk to you again, and congratulations on that. Can you pin somebody to it?
To
the question.
Oh,
like
yeah.
if we put that on the floor, could you pin Donnie's head to that?
I don't know.
I would say easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, were you surprised when they called your name tonight?
Not really. I mean, there was no competition.
Oh, confidence again.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm pretty
We've
confident.
had
Like
a very
Ollie
confident group of
like
winners.
Ollie and Hoosiers. I knew it was in all the time right there on that free throw. Huh? Yeah.
So,
all right.
Tell us. We know what your high point was, but tap it on it again for us and tell us a little bit about that high point.
My high point was definitely state, winning the big match to get first, and then win gold. That was amazing. Felt amazing.
And what are the plans for you?
The plans, I'm retired.
Retired.
I'm done.
Yeah.
You've done it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've reached the mountaintop. Huh?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, it's a grueling sport, isn't it?
It is.
It's a tough sport.
It's tough.
Yes, sir. I think I mentioned a while ago that I thought cross country and wrestling is two of the toughest sports that anybody could compete in at any level.
I've done it for like 9 years now, so.
Yeah. Well, you deserve a rest.
I know.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go to college for nursing. That's my plan right now.
Good.
Well, I've got a lot wrong with me. When you want to start? Every part of my body's beat up.
Oh, God.
So is his.
So we can relate to each other.
So, Hayden, thanks for visiting with us, and congratulations
Thank you.
again.
Yeah.
And
Appreciate
we'll
it.
let you enjoy the rest of the ceremony out there
Yeah.
with friends and family. Donnie, I think we're going to hit up a commercial break because we've been going about 50 minutes without one.
Yeah.
We have.
And we're going to catch up while we got the chance.
Yeah, Hayden, have a great summer. All right.
Hit a grand slam with Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union to win big on savings. On first, member managed funds account. On second, free spend account. On third, certificate accounts with competitive savings rates. Load your bases at tvacreditunion.com.
Join us now.
Federally insured by NCUA. Must use e-statements for no fee option. Some restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
Since 1925, Anderson Lumber in Alcoa has proudly served and supported our local communities. But did you know Anderson Lumber is so much more than a lumber store? You can stop in anytime and see our incredible kitchen showroom. From floors to cabinets and everything in between, Anderson Lumber's experts can help you design your dream kitchen. And then our install team will make it a reality. For anything home, we welcome you to visit Anderson Lumber in Alcoa or shop over 67,000 items online at AndersonLumberCompany.com. Anderson Lumber, since 1925.
Aubrey's is known for real comfort, real food, real good. But remember, Aubrey's is also really into Blount County. Aubrey's Maryville has been a strong supporter of local schools and sports programs for more than 15 years. From baseball to football, dance teams, and marching bands, Aubrey's has helped schools and youth programs generate thousands of dollars. It's easy for us to do because it's the right thing to do. So the next time you're looking to choose a place to eat, we hope you'll choose Aubrey's. Real comfort, real food, real good. See what's on the menu at aubreysrestaurants.com.
Merlin's Music World in Maryville is owned and operated by Dylan Davis and has been a fixture in Maryville since 1987. Guitars, amplifiers, lessons, sound system, and video system installations are products available at Merlin's. Merlin's also offers a 24-track digital recording studio featuring audio engineer Rusty Chambers. Visit Merlin's at 1920 East Lamar Alexander Parkway or call 977-0093. We all want our loved ones to be safe. Denso in Maryville is at the forefront of creating technology for safer vehicles. Join the automotive industry with Denso in a fast, challenging, clean, and safe environment. They offer great benefits and competitive pay, as well as a convenient on-site healthcare facility, cafes, fitness center, and more. Start your future now. Entry-level production positions start at $16 an hour for second or third shift. Visit densocareers.com/Maryville to learn more and apply.
The Blue Tick Tavern is home to the tastiest pizza in Blount County. Try our signature Broadway barbecue pizza, grilled chicken and red onions covered in mounds of mozzarella. Or sink your teeth into our one-of-a-kind chicken and bacon pizza, made with an olive oil base, grilled chicken, bacon, red onions, and covered in Brussels petals. The Blue Tick Tavern also has salads, sandwiches, and the area's largest beer selection. Regularly recognized as the best pizza in Blount County, it's the Blue Tick Tavern, located at 128 West Broadway in downtown Maryville.
The Roger L. Newman Company began in 1984 with a vision of providing Blount County with excellent heating and cooling service. Mr. Newman also wanted a real business. No gimmicks and no high-pressure sales. They just fix it or replace it. They want to stay within your budget and make you comfortable. Their motto still stands true today. Call us first, we'll be there. Call Roger L. Newman Company at 982-5446 or visit online at rogerlnewman.com. Cooler temperatures are approaching. Upgrade your furnace now for as little as $50 a month. Your newspaper? That's right. The Daily Times is your newspaper, tailored to where you live, emphasizing the things that affect you and keeping track of the people and players in our community. The award-winning Daily Times can be delivered each morning right to your door or inbox with the latest in local news and sports. For a 30-day free trial offer, call 981-1100 and begin enjoying your life, your times, every day with the Daily Times.
Dunkin' has what you need to conquer the day. So if you want to go from, I don't got this, to, I got this, well, then get this. A bold, smooth espresso drink from Dunkin'. Like a layered velvety caramel macchiato, a rich chocolatey mocha latte, or a creamy non-dairy oat milk latte. Because this day isn't going to conquer itself. No, you're going to do that. Take a sip of You Got This with Dunkin' Espresso drinks. Order ahead on the app, plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
For over 50 years and 3 generations, the people of Blount County have trusted Stevenson Tire with their vehicles and their families. Our mission has always been simple: to provide quality products at reasonable prices with exceptional customer service. Featuring tire products from Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Bridgestone, Firestone, and Yokohama, Stevenson Tire also offers alignment and brake services at affordable prices. Stevenson Tire Company, 2411 East Broadway Avenue in Maryville. Call 983-1621 or online at stevensontire.net. Waters Equipment is your East Tennessee New Holland agriculture and construction dealer. Waters Equipment has been serving Blount County for 48 years and has 2 locations in Maryville for sales and service for New Holland equipment. Offering shop and field service for trucks and equipment of all brands, Waters offers equipment rentals for New Holland skid steer, Mini X, and tractors. Call 238-9000 for your rental needs. That's 238-9000. Waters Equipment New Holland. Excellence in service.
Since 1925, Anderson Lumber in Alcoa has proudly served and supported our local communities. But did you know Anderson Lumber is so much more than a lumber store? You can stop in anytime and see our incredible kitchen showroom. From floors to cabinets and everything in between, Anderson Lumber's experts can help you design your dream kitchen. And then our install team will make it a reality. For anything home, we welcome you to visit Anderson Lumber in Alcoa or shop over 67,000 items online at AndersonLumberCompany.com. Anderson Lumber, since 1925.
Aubrey's is known for real comfort, real food, real good. But remember, Aubrey's is also really into Blount County. Aubrey's Maryville has been a strong supporter of local schools and sports programs for more than 15 years. From baseball to football, dance teams, and marching bands, Aubrey's has helped schools and youth programs generate thousands of dollars. It's easy for us to do because it's the right thing to do. So the next time you're looking to choose a place to eat, we hope you'll choose Aubrey's. Real comfort, real food, real good. See what's on the menu at aubreysrestaurants.com.
We all want our loved ones to be safe. Denso in Maryville is at the forefront of creating technology for safer vehicles. Join the automotive industry with Denso in a fast, challenging, clean, and safe environment. They offer great benefits and competitive pay, as well as a convenient on-site healthcare facility, cafes, fitness center, and more. Start your future now. Entry-level production positions start at $16 an hour for second or third shift. Visit densocareers.com/Maryville to learn more and apply. Merlin's Music World in Maryville is owned and operated by Dylan Davis and has been a fixture in Maryville since 1987. Guitars, amplifiers, lessons, sound system, and video system installations are products available at Merlin's. Merlin's also offers a 24-track digital recording studio featuring audio engineer Rusty Chambers. Visit Merlin's at 1920 East Lamar Alexander Parkway or call 977-0093.
Hit a grand slam with Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union to win big on savings. On first, member managed funds account. On second, free spend account. On third, certificate accounts with competitive savings rates. Load your bases at tvacreditunion.com.
Join us now.
Federally insured by NCUA. Must use e-statements for no fee option. Some restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
The Blue Tick Tavern is home to the tastiest pizza in Blount County. Try our signature Broadway barbecue pizza, grilled chicken and red onions covered in mounds of mozzarella. Or sink your teeth into our one-of-a-kind chicken and bacon pizza, made with an olive oil base, grilled chicken, bacon, red onions, and covered in Brussels petals. The Blue Tick Tavern also has salads, sandwiches, and the area's largest beer selection. Regularly recognized as the best pizza in Blount County, it's the Blue Tick Tavern, located at 128 West Broadway in downtown Maryville. Waters Equipment is your East Tennessee New Holland agriculture and construction dealer. Waters Equipment has been serving Blount County for 48 years and has 2 locations in Maryville for sales and service for New Holland equipment. Offering shop and field service for trucks and equipment of all brands, Waters offers equipment rentals for New Holland skid steer, Mini X, and tractors. Call 238-9000 for your rental needs. That's 238-9000. Waters Equipment New Holland, excellence in service. For over 50 years and 3 generations, the people of Blount County have trusted Stevenson Tire with their vehicles and their families. Our mission has always been simple: to provide quality products at reasonable prices with exceptional customer service. Featuring tire products from Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Bridgestone, Firestone, and Yokohama, Stevenson Tire also offers alignment and brake services at affordable prices. Stevenson Tire Company, 2411 East Broadway Avenue in Maryville. Call 983-1621 or online at StevensonTire.net.
Your newspaper? That's right. The Daily Times is your newspaper, tailored to where you live, emphasizing the things that affect you and keeping track of the people and players in our community. The award-winning Daily Times can be delivered each morning right to your door or inbox with the latest in local news and sports. For a 30-day free trial offer, call 981-1100 and begin enjoying your life, your times, every day with the Daily Times.
Dunkin' has what you need to conquer the day. So if you want to go from, I don't got this, to, I got this, well, then get this. A bold, smooth espresso drink from Dunkin'. Like a layered velvety caramel macchiato, a rich chocolatey mocha latte, or a creamy non-dairy oat milk latte. Because this day isn't going to conquer itself. No, you're gonna do that. Take a sip of You Got This with Dunkin' Espresso drinks. Order ahead on the app, plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
The Roger L. Newman Company began in 1984 with a vision of providing Blount County with excellent heating and cooling service. Mr. Newman also wanted a real business. No gimmicks and no high-pressure sales. They just fix it or replace it. They want to stay within your budget and make you comfortable. Their motto still stands true today. Call us first, we'll be there. Call Roger L. Newman Company at 982-5446 or visit online at rogerlnewman.com. Cooler temperatures are approaching. Upgrade your furnace now for as little as $50 a month.
And that's the final whistle.
No, it's not the final whistle, not yet.
Not yet.
But if you're watching us on your phone out in the auditorium, we were following the same break they're taking for the awards show. Giving a little bit of time, everybody to catch their breath and hit the big awards with a little bit of a break in between. And we have the first of those coming back. And I'm going to tease her. Put your Captain America on the chair where everybody can see this bad boy, because this is a big one that just came back here. So we have Girls Academic Award. This is Parker Miller from Maryville. And congratulations.
Thank you.
And surprise? Were you expecting it?
I wasn't expecting it. I'm not really familiar with the other people nominated, so I wasn't sure at all.
Now, if I remember correctly from reading the Daily Times, you were a finalist for the Lamar Alexander Scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
And even the finalists get money from that award.
Yes.
Governor Alexander has financed that one well. And played golf all 4 years, is that correct?
Yes, all 4 years.
So when you have to spend the time on the golf course, that's something you have to plan for if you're concentrating on the GPA as well. So how did you balance it?
It was a lot of staying home at night, staying up late, but you just have to get it all in.
So you never worked on problems between holes or tried to use your trigonometry there?
Not on the course, but on the way to tournaments, I definitely did.
That's always the benefit of the ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Big homework time.
Yeah.
So give us your highlight from athletically with the golf course. What was your favorite part?
Athletically, for high school golf, definitely playing with the team. Golf is more of an individual sport, so it's a lot of fun to have teammates to play with, to bond with. Yeah.
And if you have to name your hardest class, what's been the hardest one at Maryville
this
so far?
year, AP Calc BC is definitely the hardest.
That's the second part of Calc.
Yeah.
And they teach that at Maryville? That's not like a co-op where you can get it out of the way?
No, it's at Maryville.
It's at Maryville. Yeah. Who teaches that?
Miss Russell. She's a great teacher. So.
Is that because the final is still out there, or is that out of the way at this point?
Oh no, that's out of the way.
Okay.
She really is. She really is.
You never know. We gotta be sure of her integrity. That
No, yeah.
So, do you feel like it's something that you have to you help put a standard in with the team that academics are important and it's kind of they go hand in hand with the discipline to do both?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like our Maryville team does really, really well. Balancing academics and athletics. They're all really smart. They work really hard in school.
Well, congratulations on that thing. You actually, if you put the right padding on it, you can use that as a study desk. You just lean it right here on your stomach and just work on it. And works great. And you can do that if you want to get started tonight. Just filling out forms.
It's good to know.
Marcus, I had an algebra class one time, and they would always I wasn't very good in it. And they'd always put me up at the board. This teacher, Mr. Wise, he didn't care much for me. He liked football, but he didn't like basketball. And he'd put me up at the board with Ann Dudley and Tom New and Sally Dickman. They were 1, 2, and 3 in my class. And he would give us this problem in front of everybody. And I'm telling you right now, my chalk didn't move. In fact, my chalk never moved on that board, and I'm still trying to figure out that problem. It was tough. I can't imagine. I can't pronounce what she said.
Mike believes that X's and O's are things you move around as to diagram place. He has no idea that X actually has a value in math. But congratulations, and wish you the best of luck down the road.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we've got some others coming back. We've got a little bit of a lull because they've got some really big awards out there, and they're needing some introductions with some of the presenters. But I don't believe Lane Pinkerton was here from Maryville. He played basketball, was a character star athlete, but he was our academic awards winner. And I guess we're going to wait and see.
Well, we got some time here. Let's talk about let's talk a little bit about the night. We got started on it, but a lot of credit goes to Brian Johnson. This is really his deal at Goatees.
His baby.
And he's headed it up, and he's the guru, so to speak, behind tonight's effort. And we want to talk about Brian and how much he's meant to the sports programs here in the county. Huh, Marcus?
Sure has. He's done a great job tonight. Yeah, prop that up there where we can see it.
So we have our next category. It's Teammate of the Year.
Yeah,
and,
put that one on there.
We're being joined by the boys winner. It's T.J. Pierce of William Blount. And this is one I've been looking forward to, T.J., I got to tell you, because you had a quote in the paper that I have just loved. Ever since they introduced the field house at William Blount, and you had this quote in the paper, it's not just me, but we. And that has stuck with me like the last 6 months and I just wanted to ask you about that.
It's a great quote.
You know, for as long as I can remember, you know, I've been a part of this program, you know, since I was 6, 7 maybe. You know, I played football most of my life, over half of my life. And, you know, I grew up playing with these players. You know, the players that I played with at William Blount for the past 4 years, you know, I've grew up playing with. You know, we've grown to love, we've grown to brotherhood. And, you know, it's been an amazing way to, you know, not the best season we had, but it was an amazing season. Not on the scoreboard, but
it's hard
personally.
when you've got that kind of adversity, when things are not going your way.
Yes, sir.
But staying up and keeping your teammates up and keeping everybody moving forward, because it's really easy to get sour on a season like that, especially around game 7 or 8.
Yes, sir.
What did you do? Did you take that? I mean, did you take an intentional thought that I'm going to have to do this for these guys?
Yeah. I mean, just the way I was raised, really, you know, never give up, never quit. And, you know, I was raised that way. And, you know, me being a leader, just trying to make everybody else, you know, happy about the way that we did things, you know, that's how we did it.
Well, congratulations on that award.
Thank you, sir.
Be sure and put that on the wall.
Yes, sir.
If you've got a wall big enough to hold that thing.
Yes, sir.
And, again, congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck. We're going to bring over one of our Courage Award winners. And this is a new award. I don't believe we've given this one before.
We have not. That's right.
But the Courage Award is for, you know, people who've made a difference and come through some adversity and come back from some things. And our Courage Award winner for the girls is Mac Bremer from Alcoa, who may look familiar. Possibly.
Most definitely.
So, Mac, were you surprised to get this one?
I'll be honest, I didn't really know many of the other people in the award, so I had no idea what their story was, so I was just glad to be nominated, really.
What do you know, when you've got some situations to deal with, it's easy to get depressed about stuff and kind of get in your head a little bit. How do you keep from doing that? How do you keep the resiliency up?
My big thing was when I got hurt, I was misdiagnosed at first, so I got 2 months behind. So my big thing was just trying to get back on schedule. So I worked my butt off to go and do therapy and stuff to prepare for surgery, and luckily enough, I was able to recover in 6 months instead of the usual 9 from ACL surgery, so I was really fortunate.
What was the worst part of therapy?
Some
of those exercises are not fun.
The hardest part for me was getting back into shape, especially like you get released in slow steps. So you get released to get off crutches, then you get released to run, then you get released fully. So it's just and it's also really hard to like find your step again because it's almost like it's basically a brand new leg. So you got to figure out how to walk sort of again.
Well, congratulations on the award, and well earned.
Thank you.
And you definitely shown the resiliency that we were looking for when we put that award together. So congratulations on that. I'm going to bring up the boys winner now, who has been a story. It's been in the paper. People have talked to him a couple times, and I think this story just got even better this spring, and that's Caden Adsit from Heritage. Caden, congratulations.
Thank you.
And, if people weren't familiar with the story, you missed all last year.
Yes.
And it was something that started off with not feeling well and quickly progressed into something else.
Yeah.
Had to come back from losing an intestine. That's a major that's major surgery, and you had like 3 of them to overcome, and yet you're on the all-district list when they come out a week ago. How gratifying was that?
It was just very relieving knowing that everything it paid off, all paid off for it. So.
And how much did support? I mean, there's a lot of people that helped you along the way, but your baseball team, Coach Bennett and your teammates, there was a lot of belief in there and a lot of. I mean, you had to feel good about the way they embraced what was going on, right?
They were more confident in me when I came back than I was in myself, so that really helped me overcome a lot of it.
Couple big moments for you this year, couple clutch RBIs, couple clutch times on base. How good did it feel just to be out there swinging the bat after a year of missing it?
Great. I mean, I've played this game since as long as I can remember. I love it. It's my passion, and I mean, I could have done horrible, but every day I've had fun, at least just getting to play again.
And one of the things that I remember back in the fall when they were taking pictures of the parking lot out at Heritage High School where they were being painted, there was a Bible verse on yours. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's Proverbs 3:4-6, I think. It's trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And that one, I came across it one day. Actually, I was customizing a glove I was going to get, and I wanted to put a Bible verse on the palm. And I came across that one, decided it's one I picked.
And that's kind of been a bit of helped you a little bit of resiliency as you come back from everything.
Yeah, and it was because I picked that out before any of this started, so that all kind of fell into place right there.
Well, congratulations on a well-earned award, and Heritage Baseball may be over for the year, but it was still a really good season. You all peaked at the right point, so we're proud of you and congratulations.
Well, thank you.
And we have our next award winner coming in, and this is somebody we talked to a little while ago.
You did. He's back.
He's back.
Thanks, Caden.
And also from Heritage. And again, we're going to adjust the camera to get him in the angle, but Grant Campbell has returned. And he is the Boys Athlete of the Year.
He was just getting warmed up with that first award.
Well, this is why we talked about jumping and track before. Now we're going to talk about the expectations, because University of Tennessee signee officially now. Yeah. How good does that feel to have?
That's just relieving from all the pressure that I've had past 2 years now of trying to commit somewhere and feel like it's family to me.
And how different is it from the picture you had, say, 6 months ago of what your college future would look like?
It's a huge change. Just a lot bigger, too. Campus is probably triple size from Freed-Hardeman. So.
No doubt. What about expectations? You signed at a good school. I mean, you didn't sign, but you committed to a basketball school, and then a major comes in track. I'm just wondering, the expectations a little bit higher on the D1 level, or how do you feel about that, going in? Do you feel maybe a little more responsibility, or maybe I need to work harder, because I'm going to this level?
I see all colleges the same, NAIA to D1. So just always try my best and work as hard as I can for it.
Well, I'm going to hit you with one last one here. You may not have been surprised about track, but I'm guessing you had to be surprised about this one, because when you think about the people who've been on that stage tonight, we have a Mr. Football winner, we have a Mr. Basketball. There are a lot of quality athletes in this county, so I'm going to guess you were a little bit surprised for Athlete of the Year.
I was.
Did you do a little bit of a head check to make sure they just said that right?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. Well earned. We wish you the best of luck. And you're still going to be invited back if you get a state championship. We're still going to try to get you back on the show. So congratulations
Thank
on that,
you.
and best of luck in the future. And we'll let you get out of here because we're going to make room because we've got some 2 big awards left to come in here.
Yeah, sure do.
We're going to try to do some intros on those.
Well deserved, Grant.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Grant.
So one of the ones I believe we've not been able to talk to for Teammate of the Year was Hannah White from Samuel Everett Sessi for tennis, and she was somebody who visited with us last Saturday, I believe.
Right.
Came in and talked, and if you remember that story, she volunteered to take a lot of lumps for that team last year.
She sure did.
And played #1 singles and played some hard matches and took some hard losses and was willing to do it so that everybody else could learn. So I thought that was a wonderful selection for her, and I'm going to give her the congratulations even though she couldn't join us. And then academically, Lane Pinkerton from Maryville was the academic winner for the boys' side. Character star athlete. He was another finalist for the Lamar Alexander Scholarship. Played baseball and basketball. And then we're still waiting to see what is going to be happening. Athlete of the Year, Kayla Barr from Maryville Soccer. She set the career goal record this season with 98 and had 32 goals this season to break that record. She's also a UT signee, be playing with the Lady Ball soccer program in the fall. So we're down to, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm going through my list, and I believe we are down to Athletic Department of the Year and the Chris Hauser Volunteer Award.
I think that's correct. I think we're down to 2.
Yeah.
And I think you all can speak to it almost better than I can, but the Chris Hauser Award's just a big one to me.
It is a big one.
I mean, so much good things have come from Chris's work that it's been inspiring all the way around. I couldn't think of anybody better to name that award for than to make it.
That's true.
Well, I think he and his wife were big in Blount County sports. Didn't his wife coach basketball over at Fairview School?
I believe she did. Yeah.
I think so.
And volunteers are so huge in a high school athletic program. Well, any athletic program, especially in high school. You just
there are so many things
they're
a coach
so indispensable.
Is responsible for that they can't be everywhere.
That's
and
right.
Be the coach. So you've got to have those parents and you've got to have those supporters that are running the concession stands and taking tickets at the gate and helping you with the field and helping you keep the book and helping you do the announcing.
Yes.
And all those, there's 10 jobs at any given game that need to get done.
You're right.
And coach is in charge of most of those, and without the help of the volunteers, you just can't
volunteers,
do it.
Sometimes they just can't get done.
Well, it's just sacrifice.
It
They're
is.
sacrificing their time, and to a lot of people in this day and age, time is short supply.
Oh, it's precious.
You go to work and you come home and you got responsibilities at home. You got a family. It's hard to say, hey, I'm going to go help out at the school and do some things or whatever. It's a real testament to these people that do that. And like you say, you just can't you can't operate a high school program without it. I know when I coached at Farragut High School and William Blount High School, without our booster club. We had a joint booster club, boys and girls basketball at both those schools. When I was there, we were joint. And we split the money, and we did the fundraising and so forth. And without that, we couldn't get the things done as far as redoing locker rooms and uniforms, because gate receipts just didn't cover it.
No, absolutely not.
It just didn't cover it.
I know when I was AD at William Blount, I had certain people for each sport that I knew that I could count on to be there and get jobs done that I couldn't. Otherwise, you just don't have the time and the manpower to do things with.
Yeah, and fields. Now,
yeah.
Basketball was a little bit different because, it's just basically rolling out the bleachers and, getting the floor cleaned up and putting up a score table and setting out the chairs. But, these coaches, a lot of them are mowing the fields, and they're volunteers, mowing the fields and taking care of the infields and lining the fields off.
Yes.
It's I mean, when I was at Farragut, they had a whole crew of retirees that came in on football day before the football game on Friday night, and they would line the field and do all these different things and set everything up. I don't know how they did it. And then the football and baseball coach over there, and I know it's this way at a lot of schools, they did all the mowing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's tough.
Tremendous jobs.
It is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think one of the things working with Chris over the years was, you know, yeah, his kids played softball, but when they graduated, Chris didn't. He was there long after the girls were done playing softball. Yes. He was helping Coach Leatherwood, and he was doing the announcing and keeping the book and helping putting chalk on the field and helping cut the grass. And, I mean, he was a coach's dream as far as the volunteer went.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing about helping out like that with high school teams and elementary school and middle school, wherever you're at, to volunteer in your help. It's like being a teacher. When you teach, those kids keep you young. You know, they do. You know, you go in and there's all these young people, and that's what you see all day long, and it just makes you, it revitalizes you.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
And now that we've been giving them time to do the presentation on stage, but we actually have the Chris Hauser Volunteer Award winner with us. And let me get the camera turned around because nobody wants to look at Mike any more than they have to here. But we're joined now by this year's Chris Hauser Volunteer Award winner, and that's Todd Jackson from Greenback. And congratulations.
Thank you. It's a big honor for me.
Got to ask, were you surprised, or was there a little bit of conniving to get you here tonight? I don't think they wanted to tell you that you were getting it.
No, you know, I don't know. It's just mind blowing to me because, you know, I've been doing this for 19 years and played football at Greenback for 4 years, so I got 23 years on that field, and just blessed to be able to share something with those kids. Me and my wife, we love Greenback. Went there in high school. She was my high school sweetheart. Unfortunately, God called her home a year and about almost 2 months ago. So, but this award is for her. It's in memory and honor of her because I love her so much.
And, you know, Greenback is such a special place.
Yes.
And it kind of stands out because you don't see many schools anymore that go like Greenback is, where it is all on one campus. It's kindergarten until you graduate, and a community that is so involved and a part of campus. It must feel a little bit like a team community event even after you're gone to continue to support those programs.
Oh yeah. It's wonderful how many people, you know, step up and come back to games every year, you know, and homecoming is such a special time for football and basketball. And you know, it's a wonderful community. We're well blessed. I bought my grandmother's house right down the road from the school, so you know I'm just about a mile away, and that's where I spend a lot of my time now. I'll go over and walk and run, and that's my sanctuary. And you know, I appreciate everybody in Greenback. We have a special community.
What keeps you going back over there to help out? What gets you there?
The love.
The love?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Greenback. My wife, she went from kindergarten to 12th grade, and like I say, I started going in high school, and I love Greenback. I've told people I bleed orange and black. I bleed orange and white too, but I bleed orange and black.
Well, we got it partially right because there's orange on the award.
That's right.
We got a little bit of black in there, but we didn't. You know.
That's all right.
But you know, we were talking before you came back. We were talking about Chris Hauser and you know, we all had relationships with him, and you know, I think the activities and what the athletic department at Greenback said about you, I mean, it was a pretty clear, you know, this is the kind of thing, this is the kind of person that reflects that kind of devotion to the school. So, you know, thank you for what you're doing and for the example you set for the rest of the parents and the people in the community to help out at the school.
I thank you for saying that, because that is truly a blessing to me, and Greenback is a blessing to me.
Well, again, congratulations on an award well earned, and we thank you for coming out tonight and being here to get it and talking with us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you all.
Okay, and we're going to do our last award. I think we may just do it as an announcement, because I don't think we're actually going to get the VIP.
We maybe not.
we may be too small scale for that social media presence. But that's the athletic department of the year, and unless he's just going to wander back here soon, let's just say this was something new that Brian Johnson wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he wanted to not just base it on who had the most wins or do it like a cup, what team, what school had won more trophies. Want to do it on which athletic department was out there supporting their coaches, which, the work between coach to coach, and, an AD that was out there supporting the athletes, trying to make the best possible experience for the student athletes. So that was kind of where we went with it, rather than doing an all sports cup. And the athletic department of the year, and I hope I don't get in trouble for announcing it, or is he coming?
Let me go see it.
Donnie's going to check. So Mike and I can talk about this.
Well, I hope it
because you and I
maybe if he's not there, I hope the heck he sent the creamsicle.
You and I have discussed this difficulty of trying to gauge a system to measure trophies in this county, because there's so many.
Right.
And how do you count them when you've got big school versus small school district? I mean, districts don't line up anymore. They change sport to sport, and the classifications that TSSAA has done, it's very hard to judge. What is equal to what. And that was always a thing. We spent a whole hour over at Buddy's one day trying to figure out how to do it, and couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of different sports here, and a lot of different categories and classifications, so to speak. And all of those sports, they excel in those classifications. Some of them can actually play up in certain sports in their classification that they're in. And I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about baseball, softball, whatever it might be. But it's a unique county, and there's a lot of programs here in the county that enjoy playing up. They'll play teams that's one or two classifications up above them, and I think that's what makes them better, in their sports programs. And you talk about Alcoa football, you look at their schedule and you say, well, they're in this classification, they could play up, but look who they're playing. They're playing the top classifications. About 3 or 4 of their games are in teams in the upper class in the state. So, it's remarkable what these schools have done.
And we've talked about this too. Was some of the this has just been a great group of kids and athletes that have come back here to talk to us tonight. But some of the ones in some of the categories we talked about, and we talked to them about. You've got co-op programs, you've got club programs. I mean, you've got situations set up where SESI is playing with their athletes are playing with other school teams. They're still SESI, but they're playing on a team that may be with Everett, or maybe with Heritage, or maybe with William Blount. And you've got situations where some of the city programs are sending kids out to fish with William Blount, or the bowling is crossing over. It gets really hard to judge. How do you count things like that? And how do you count something like lacrosse, where almost all the schools have a program, but they're not officially a program yet?
Yeah.
And how they're supported.
Yeah.
But here comes the man. And we can. It's going to be safe to say this now, because we've been building to it for a good 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But we're joined by the athletic director from William Blount High School, who has Athletic Department of the Year, and has a giant check over there for $5,000 or $5,000 for goatees.
It's
for
close.
We were wondering where he was.
It's
and
close.
We thought if he's not here, hopefully he at least sent the creamsicle.
No, I was out there, but Brian had me corralled.
Yeah.
So I didn't know to come back here after the award, but I went back out front there. But Donnie came and found me.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
We got him.
Y'all could use the money, couldn't you?
Well, we can always use the money, but I think we have to use it through Goatee. So
Yeah.
Rob Clark's already told me something about if we win those registration T-shirts next year, you can use that money on that. I'm like, well, I'm not sure athletics wants to give that out.
No, athletics. Athletics can use it any way they deem necessary.
Thank you, sir. So
they might look on here and say, well, I was looking at the agenda there on that sports program, and they honored a lot of academic people. I think that we ought to chip in some of this money, then go to academics here at William Blount. Better be careful of that, and put in their mind how you're going to address that situation.
Rob and I, Mike, Rob's been there 12 years now. It's crazy. It's hard to think you can be a head principal at a high school for 12 years. Rob,
isn't that the truth?
I don't know how he keeps doing it, but whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I got a great story on him. He says,
along.
when I was at the academy, he was up at the academy, Rob Clark. He says, I got a parent coming in here and said, he's not upset or anything. He just wants to talk to you. And I said, well, okay, fine. I was about getting ready to retire. And he brought the parent down there, and that parent unloaded on me for about an hour. And Rob just sat there. He just sat there, and I'm thinking, man, I'm telling you, I guess Rob Clark's idea of the guy's not upset, my idea is two different things. But when you're ready to retire, you're okay.
Yeah. I don't. All those things now don't seem to bother me as much as they did 5 or 10 years ago.
No, you can't. Well, I got to where I couldn't hear anybody. Somebody said, a student would say, "Did you hear what they said to me?" And I'm going, "I can't hear anything."
Well, somebody said,
"Look at me."
Somebody said, "Do you think you'll win the athletic department of the year?" Well, so I don't know. I said, just because I go out there and put those videos on Twitter, everybody gets excited. All you have to do is show some theatrics.
Well, I tell you, Creamsicle wants 2,500 of that.
Oh, he ain't getting any of it. He ain't getting any. But no, I'm having a great time. Doing that's my 6th year, and it's been fun. Everybody says you're going to retire because next year is my 30th, but. What else am I going to do, guys? I don't know anything else to do. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. School.
I hear you.
And I was looking. You all sent quite a few William Blount athletes back here to talk to us tonight.
We sent a few.
Teammate of the year with T.J. Pierce.
Love that guy. I love that guy. I want to talk about him just for a second if I can.
Yeah, please do.
Because, it's obvious our football season this year was brutal. It was tough. Robert coming in, had a lot of kids leave. He stayed, and we were getting our brains beat in many a night. And I was standing on that sideline watching him give everything he had the whole time and being a great mentor for the younger kids. Because we got some decent players that are younger, and he was being exactly what Coach Reeves would want. So when I saw that Teammate of the Year award, I thought, I hope he wins that because he wasn't just, in football, you're laying it out there too.
That's right.
It's not just everything. He's laying his body on the line. It's easy to do when you're winning.
Hey, it's tough to play in a situation like that, and it's tough to coach. Yep. The first year I was at William Blount, I came in there from Farragut. I think we won 2 basketball games that whole year. And Frary or somebody was selling bricks down at the stadium. And we bought a brick out of the Booster Club, and he says, "You want to put your record on there?" I said, "I sure do." I said, "I killed those kids." I said, "I worked those kids harder than any team I'd ever had, and not a one of them quit."
Yep.
I said, it's a tough go, and you really find out what kind of kids you have. And after that year, we got better, and all those kids stuck with us.
And, I think, I don't know if he told you or not, but I think he's going into Army. TJ is right here in the next month or two. So he's ready to go. So I'm so happy for TJ more than anything we got tonight. I'm proud of that one.
Yeah.
Well, one that I think may have been the most talked about was your ride with the bell last fall.
The old bell.
that was a streaming I think that may have been the most watched video in Blount County last year.
We called it the ride of shame. The ride of shame.
But your commentary and critique of the driving was just outstanding.
You got to have some fun, and like Mike knows, you too, Donnie. You get later on, and you get closer. You can do some things that are a little more off the cuff. And
right, because you can quit tomorrow.
That's exactly right.
That's it. You want to fire me? I'm out of here. See ya.
I've said this a lot recently that a lot of people like to treat school like a business, and I get it, but it's not a business. Still kids there, and let's have some fun. So.
If you go into teaching and you're serious all the time, and that's the way you'll end up in a funny farm somewhere.
You will
won't
go
you?
nuts.
I mean, really.
Better believe it.
You will
You
go
know,
nuts.
I was around some of those people, and it was hard loosening them up.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to just let it go, and so I'm trying to have a bit of fun with it. And of course, this year I was nervous about making that because I knew we were probably this was not a good year for me to make that bet. But I thought, what the heck, we'll do a ride of shame. And then Robbie said, if we ever beat him again, he'll do the same thing, get in the truck and bring it back. So, it's a good little fun camaraderie.
So there's been a lot of moments you can look back at this year, a lot of successes. You got any that stand out to you that are just like, you know what, win or lose, these kids won?
Well, first of all, as a parent of Baylor, obviously I'm biased. So tennis-wise, his season to me, being my last kid coming through there and having a successful year, he's not lost a singles match. John's not lost a singles match. They've not lost a doubles match all year. And so they've set all kinds of records. So that to me, as a parent, you're going to obviously lean toward that. Moving that away, knowing that that's the end of next week, is the basketball season was incredible.
Sure, man,
every single game we were in, we won 30. The last game, Coach Wendell, I don't know if I'm still not sure if he's undone the bag from that night. That's how bitter that loss was back in March. I went and sat in my office till 1:30 in the morning. I just sat there looking at the walls because William Blunt doesn't get chances to go to the state tournament. And so that was the toughest night to watch those kids come in after the bus ride and all those people were there cheering them on. It was an emotional night, but it was a great season. But man, that was as hard of a loss I've ever been a part of. It was tough.
And we talked about there were a lot of awards given tonight, and the one I think took the most time involved boys basketball.
Sure.
And it's just amazing the team that Coach Wendell's put together over there and the quality of players he's got playing in there and just how deep that program is now.
Well, we were 30-6. Every loss happened in the last minute. So there was no game they were out of at any point in time. The worst game they played was against Maryville the first time out, but the rest of and that even came down to the end. But the rest of the games were just phenomenal games. And I say this, we lost to Bearden 40 straight times, 40 since 2003 or 4 or whatever it was, and we beat them 4 times this year. You're not going to ever beat Bearden four times. That just doesn't happen. You swept Bearden, you swept Farragut. I could go on and on about the boys' basketball season, and it happened right after the football season.
Sure. Yeah,
when we went 0-10 and didn't have a single competitive night.
And that's really unusual because usually your sports program, football kind of sets the pace, and then everybody else follows on through because they think, well, we got to live up to this standard that the fall sports have shown there. But it was a direct opposite here. And the old saying is that when you look back on things, you and Wendell and his players 40 years from now look back, but what you remember are the big games you won and the big games you lost.
Yep.
Everything else is sort of just out there.
The wildest story about the end of that Dobbins-Bennett game is one of those officials comes to William Blunt and does AAU quite a bit and knows Wendell well. So he discussed that. It's been about a month afterwards. He said, I was glad I wasn't on that end when they got the ball with 7 seconds. And he said when the foul was called, he's like, no, surely he didn't call that. So they meet together as a group. And 2 of the 3 are like, guys, we didn't even see the foul. If there was one, time's probably out. Let's get it the heck out of here. William Blunt wins. But the lead official says, no, I've got a foul. Before time run out, which then they should have put time on the clock. But regardless, he said, I've got a foul. We're shooting 2. They shoot 2, win the game. They get in the locker room. They start watching the video. And, of course, the guy who called the foul says, I missed it. So he said, I missed it. And to this day, I have no idea why he blew that whistle and why it happened. But we can think about that all along. But the bottom line is we had a 15-point lead. Let it slip away. And so you can blame people whoever you want to. But we had chances.
But what I was impressed with was the players.
Yes.
And Wendell, how they reacted and left that court. I was so impressed because somebody asked, one of the players or somebody said, well, what would you have done? I said, well, they'd have had me in jail.
Yes.
And most people they would have had in jail.
Yeah.
Probably if you were coaching, they'd have had you in jail.
No doubt.
But I thought they did a remarkable job and just left that scene. And even the students, left the scene and, you know, as bad as it was impressive that they presented themselves.
Frankie
that way.
DeBus, their AD, come to me and says, "Your team just went over and cleaned up our bench after this loss." He goes, "I don't even know what to say," and I didn't either because I wouldn't have cleaned up anybody's bench.
Right.
I was just standing there about ready to kill somebody.
Right.
Because for that one split second,
yeah.
when the guy loses the basketball, you think you're going to the state tournament for the first time ever, and all of a sudden you whistle.
When I saw it, I watched the game, you know, on the TV there, on the video. I was wondering why somebody on the coaching staff at William Blount, because you can go to the scores table and you can say, hey, had time expired. Yep. Can you? Now, you probably wouldn't have got that because it was on the road, but you had every right to go there and say, hey, I think time had expired. If you think time has expired, there's no foul on this play. That ran right through my mind right there when that play happened because I'm not so sure there was any time left on the clock.
Well, it's .4. When you watch the video enough, you can see that the whistle probably blows at .4. But I talked to Coach Wendell, and that's what TWSAA told me also when I called them. They should have put .4 on the clock, at least had a chance. But Wendell and I have talked a whole lot, and I was like, you know, I'm not here to you've done a phenomenal job. I said, but in that instance, for one, I got 2 timeouts left. I'm using them both and we're going to talk about this a long time. At least you're freezing the shooter while you're doing all this stuff because he just kind of – I think he was so just flabbergasted what was going on. He just well, let's shoot 2 and see what happens. But I told him, I said, we would have been at least 10 minutes before they shot free throws. We were going to take timeouts. We're going to talk about the time not being there. How can you make the call? So I had gone on Wendell last year because you know how last year ended in the Farragut game with all that stuff going on. So while we were talking last summer, I said, let's do better this year. Let's not be playing defense on the sidelines. Let's be a little more calm, which he did a great job of all year. In this case, I'm like, let's get a little more fired up over there. Let's get after these guys. So, but it was so sickening, and it still makes me sick to this day because they could have went down there and done some damage too. It wasn't like they just going to show up.
Right.
I mean, heck, and then the Dobbins Bennett kid didn't even make it to the tournament. He gets DUI next
Well,
time.
you know, they've always Dobbins Bennett has, even when Buck Van Hess was up there, they had trouble when they got to the state tournament. You know, they did. I don't think Buck Van Hess ever won a state tournament while he was there. Had great teams, but they just never could get over the hump in the state tournament.
So you asked me, that's my basketball this year was just crazy good to watch.
The other one I want to hit on was facility-wise, rolled out some big improvements for multiple programs this year.
My proudest one's the new video board we have in the gym. Now we didn't have it for basketball season. We have it now, so we're going to be able to run things on there. And you know, it's basically like a jumbotron at football, but we have it in the gym now. Going to get a couple more scores tables. That's the one area that we're pretty successful in basketball, and we have a lot of people in there. AAU tournaments every other weekend, so. To me, that's my proudest area is the gym and the way it looks there. And I know people are usually coming there. Even this spring, they come to AAU like, wow, how you get that? I'm like, you know, you just got to – you don't have to pay for all of it. You just got to make sure you get a hold of some people and get it taken care of. That's my proudest facility upgrade.
You know, William Blount and Heritage, 2 county schools, if you take football away from the scenario, in all the rest of the sports, they do a great job on the men's side and the women's side in competing.
Yes.
So I guess my question is, there's not a problem there. You coach up better. Hopefully you'll get some kids that can play. You make the adjustments, but you can compete. How do you narrow that gap in football?
It's tough. It is tough, and it's not getting any narrower. You know, you can't ask for anything more than what Coach Reeves has done, coming in and getting the kids that want to play, making them disciplined, making them behave. He's got great staff. The staff's behind him 100%. But the bottom line is, when you look out there on Friday night, buddy, it's not a fair matchup. It's not a fair matchup. He begs these kids to play because obviously, if he just took the basketball team, let me tell you the story. The last week of the home, I guess our last home game on Thursday night, all the baseball and basketball players had gotten together a big flag football game.
Yeah.
He had to leave after the second quarter. He's so mad because they're out there one-hand balls, throwing. It's not even comparable. Those kids could have went out there the next night and put a jersey on and made a difference. But it's hard because it's hard to play multiple sports anymore.
Yeah, we've talked about that so many times on the show. That specialization, and you basically pick one by the time you're a sophomore, and you're not it's rare to see the kid playing 2 or 3 sports anymore.
I'm not so sure that's a good thing. Our generation played 3. I played 3 up until my junior year, and then it was pretty evident that I was going to get a scholarship somewhere, and my family couldn't put me through school, so I played baseball and I played basketball. But up until that time, I played all of them. But we had some kids at our high school in Greenfield, Indiana, that played them all. I mean, they ran track and field, they played baseball, they played basketball, they played football. You just went from one sport to the next, and you kept that competitive edge all the way through. I'm not so sure this specialization is really good.
Well, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, Mike, next year. Everybody knows this, but we're going to start it. We're going to give out 2 girls and 2 guys $1,500 a year, a scholarship for their college of choice if you're a multi-sport athlete. So that at least encourages that a little bit more, because it's just it is hard, and because it's not that some of them don't want to, but if you're in basketball, they're playing all the time.
And a lot of times it starts with coaches. When I was at Farragut, we had outstanding coaches over in baseball. Buddy Fisher was there in football, and Coach Heatherly was there in baseball, and the track coach Scott McKenzie. Everybody worked together. Buddy, he helped me in basketball when football was over with. Bang, they go. If I had any, he said it's time for you to go to basketball. And when I had basketball during the year, got down to tournament time, baseball had started, and I had some baseballers on. There was a lot of dual people, basketball, baseball, football, basketball, or they play too. And boy, Heatherly was like, hey, don't even come. I don't want to see you down here at this field until basketball was over with. And I think coaches could set a better standard in that regard, and what you're talking about too, right there.
They can, and all of ours get along well, but deep down, I know individually in their minds they want to win, and so it's hard.
Right.
It's hard pressed.
Right, they've got a lot of pressure on them, and they're putting up with a lot of. Back in my day when I was playing high school, the pressure was playing the other team and all of that. But now you get a lot of pressure with parents. It's tough. It's tough on the high school, not just in Tennessee in this area. It's tough everywhere.
Yeah, we finally had a couple basketball kids that were toying with going out, and then sure enough, Brett Cortez, last game of the year, tears his knee up, misses half the basketball season. That was like, no thanks, son. So that's part of it too.
Yeah. Well, we can't have you here without asking a very serious question that matters to a Sports Page alumni. What is the status of Charlie Palaio Field? Is it still green? Is it looking good?
This is the best it's looked since Charlie left. Justin has done a phenomenal job this year with it. We got the upgrades with the wall this year. Justin put turf on the mound in the home plate area. We got a brand new scoreboard. So I talked about basketball a minute ago because that's more of what I had done. But the baseball program themselves, and thanks to also our school board for giving us the wall. But the baseball complex is as good as it's ever been.
Now, we were debating, did you make a try for the Palaio's Grill sign when they closed to put that on the concession stand?
I did not. Because you know how Charlie is. He doesn't want it to be named anything. He has to take that sign down. He don't want any kind of credit or anything like that.
How about the football field?
The football field's turf. We had another turf meeting today. If I've had one turf meeting, I've had a gazillion. Right. I don't have time to go into all the bureaucratic nonsense that's been going on with that. But the bottom line is the bid process for the third time will end the 1st of June. And once they award the bid, they're going to decide if they're going to try to squeeze it in this summer, if they can, which would start second week of June, or push it back to after the season. But it's finally going to probably happen. It's just been a long process. It's been brutal.
Yeah, you'll probably get that in, and then all this research will say, this artificial turf is no good. Got to go back to the fields now, the regular fields, and they'll be tearing things up.
People want to play with it on the grass. I mean, they want to play on grass. The issue is it costs us a lot of money out of our programs to fund the grass and cut it and do all that stuff.
Right.
And keep it green.
And soccer and everything. And painting lines. That money comes out of our budgets. So if you put turf down, we save a lot of money at the school level. Right. Now, granted, we're not going to save whatever it costs, $2 million, but we don't. That's different money. So I'm all for it because it saves us money.
Yeah. And when you're talking about, we've had the lacrosse guys back here and girls back here earlier. It's going to be an official sport in a year or two, and it's going to be another program that William's going to have to have facilities for.
Yeah, right now we're letting them play at Union Grove, so we've been doing lacrosse for 2 or 3 years now, and I like Sally and all, and they do a great job. It's been fun dealing with them. They always give me a nice T-shirt too.
I thought it's because they threatened to beat you with sticks.
No.
Okay.
I got to see him play one game this year. We just destroyed Dobbins Bennett, and I texted Frankie up there. I said, well, we got you in the cross, buddy. He said, I don't even know we have a team. They didn't. It's this club, so they don't know a lot of us. So we're still taking credit for it.
Well, we appreciate you visiting with us. Congratulations to William Blunt. Mike, I think we're getting right up on 8 o'clock, and we said we were going to try to close out and keep everybody have a chance to get dinner.
Scott, good to see you. Congratulations.
Hey, we got 4 kids going to state, Riley Everett and Savannah Darnell in track, and then Baylor and John, of course, in tennis. And I want them all to do very well. Of course, I'm extra biased towards Baylor Cup and John. I hope they can win this thing.
Yeah, they think it's their year.
They can.
Yeah.
They're confident.
They
were very confident.
Well, they've already beat the team that we played.
That's it.
They've beat the first 2, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
See you guys.
Thank you, Coach.
You want to whistle us or?
Well, I don't have my whistle tonight, but we're going to pretend
you don't have your whistle.
We're going to pretend like we've got a whistle
Yeah.
tonight. So here, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here's the whistle.
And that's the final whistle. Join us again next Saturday for the Goatee Sports Page. The best in local sports
All right,
since
guys.
1978.
We pulled it off. They done out there? Huh? They've been done?
Yeah, they're